The Duggar family's situation has rapidly declined, as seen by the numerous scandalous updates that have surfaced over the last 2 years. Jim Bob, Josh Duggar's father, perhaps convinced himself that things would get better and that his family's reputation for morality would finally be restored, and Josh Duggar was given a 151-month prison sentence back in May of 2022. It goes without saying that hasn't occurred. The Duggars are actually more despised than before, and they are solely to blame for this. First, abuse and depravity within the family and the Institute for Basic Life Principles, the enigmatic, cult-like group that influenced Jim Bob's strange worldview, were made clear via the Amazon Prime documentary Shiny Happy People. Jill Duggar wrote a memoir shortly afterward in which she detailed in great detail the trauma she experienced as a child in such an authoritarian setting. These initiatives, along with other recent events, have brought the Duggar family into the public eye like never before. For anyone who may be wondering about this very weird family, here is a quick recap. As the name of their now cancelled reality show suggests, Jim Bob and Michelle were parents to 19 children. It goes without saying that at its busiest, the Duggar compound was packed. We're confident that one of the reasons Jim Bob continued to pursue wealth over the years was the necessity to feed so many people. Whatever your thoughts about his, mostly immoral, practices, the man had a good eye for business. As of right now, Jim Bob Duggar's estimated net worth is $3.5 million. According to people close to the former TLC star, owning rental properties and making money on house flips provide him with the majority of his income. Naturally, Jim Bob used nearly all of the money he earned as a reality star to fund the launch of his real estate company. The Duggars have generated controversy ever since they came into the public eye, but in July 2015, things truly started to get out of control in their world. In Touch Weekly released a police complaint that year, stating that Josh Duggar was under investigation for assaulting 5 minors, 4 of whom were his sisters. Following the public uproar caused by the disclosure of these accusations, TLC ultimately decided to discontinue the show. Eventually, a spin-off series called Counting On offered the Duggar family another shot. But the family's plans to appear on TV were quickly dashed as Josh got involved in a second sex scandal. Josh's car dealership was raided by federal officials in 2019. Josh is currently a resident of the Seagoville Federal Correctional Institution, and he intends to stay there through at least 2032. Josh's family still believes that he is innocent, but luckily, some of his kin have been able to see through his deception. It should come as no surprise that the sisters he so viciously tormented are among them. The Duggars identify as Independent Baptists, a virulently conservative Christian group. This religious movement places a strong emphasis on traditional principles such as rigorous modesty, homeschooling, and an unyielding dedication to one's family and religion. It should come as no surprise that the majority of the Duggar girls disregarded these guidelines as soon as they were married and moved away. Women from Duggar are not allowed to leave the house till they get married. As already said, these people are quite traditional. Sure. Even after all he's made her go through, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar are still wed. Jim Bob and Michelle were joined in marriage on July 21, 1984, and their first child was born in March 1988. It's interesting to note that Jim Bob would likely be the first to take offense if any of his children delayed having children after getting married. We suppose that a couple of your 19 children will turn out okay. Through a lot has happened to Jill Duggar in her 32 years. Fortunately, though, her adult life is far more enjoyable than the difficult upbringing she had to suffer. After being married to Derek Dillard in 2014, the couple is parents to 3 kids. She is a best-selling author, and he practices law these days. Derek recently stated that the Dillards' debt was paid off thanks to the popularity of Jill's memoir. How wonderful it feels to overcome your traumatic history. Jessa, Jill's younger sister, became the second Duggar daughter to be married. Jessa has been close to her parents and still abides by many of their regulations, in contrast to Jill, who severed her relationship with Jim Bob and Michelle back in 2019. Jessa had a life-saving surgery in 2021 that some have referred it as an abortion. Since then, she has maintained that the description is untrue and that she and her spouse continue to firmly support life and oppose abortion. In any event, the couple moved past that pain and next year welcomed their fourth child, a daughter called Fern. Jana, the eldest Duggar daughter, is 33 years old and still unmarried, and she is following a radically different route. Over the years, a lot of conjecture has been made about Jana's continued single status. Some people think Jana is secretly in love with Laura Demasi, her best friend. The more plausible explanation is that she simply doesn't feel a great desire to get married and have a large family, yet, this isn't the kind of argument that will likely spark a new scandal, so little media attention is paid to it. It's also crucial to remember that Jana seen a lot of harmful relationship practices when she was younger, which may have led her to conclude that marriage isn't everything that it's cracked up to be. Consider the sinful marriage between Josh and Anna Duggar. Anna was Josh's obedient, devout wife who looked more than delighted to give birth to his dozen or so children, and Josh was a powerful lobbyist in Washington with hopes of running for public office. Sadly, the outcome was not what these two had hoped for. Currently, Josh has been found guilty of sexual assault, and Anna is raising the couple's 7 children alone. This is a challenging situation, as Anna was never permitted to work outside the home, leaving her with little options for earning money outside of the home. Fortunately, Anna comes from a big, loving family, and it appears that she was able to break off contact with Josh's abusive parents thanks to their help.